May I have your attention, please? We will be starting our commencement ceremony shortly. Please find your seats during the musical prelude. It is important for the ceremony that we are all seated prior to the beginning. If there is an emergency, we would ask everyone to leave the stadium in a safe and orderly fashion and move to your vehicles. Your seniors will meet you in the parking lot. In case of a medical emergency, we have a nurse's station over to the left underneath the tent, and you can also find bathrooms to the left by the fence. May I have everyone's attention, please? As we are about to begin our graduation ceremony, please allow me to first remind everyone to be sure that your cell phones are turned off or set to silent. In addition, please know that in order to begin, everyone must be seated. Once everyone is seated, we will start the processional. During the processional, although it is tradition for all present to stand, it is very important that everyone remain at their seats so as not to interfere with the appropriate entrance of our superintendent, school board, staff, and most importantly, our scholars here today. Once everyone is at their seats, we will begin the processional. Would everyone please rise at this time and remain standing until we have concluded the processional and the playing of our national anthem. We will now begin the processional. afternoon. I'm Melissa Julian, the principal of Pittsford Mendon High School, and it is with great pleasure that I welcome you all here this afternoon for the commencement exercises for the Pittsford Mendon High School class of 2021. I ask that everyone remain standing for the national anthem, which was previously recorded by the Mendon Choral Program. You may be seated at this time. Welcome again to our 48th Mendon High School commencement. On behalf of our entire Pittsford Mendon staff, we are thrilled to be part of this excitement and celebration surrounding the graduation ceremonies of our students. As we gather here today to celebrate, I would like to take a moment to recognize today is also Juneteenth. It is a day that commemorates the end of slavery and celebrates Black and African American freedom and achievements. At this time, I would like to recognize our honored guests and faculty who are here with us this afternoon. Honored guests, if you would please stand as your name is called. Would everyone please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Joining us today are Mr. Michael Pirro, Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Amy Thomas, President of the Board of Education, Mr. Ted Aresti, Vice President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Valerie Baum, Ms. Irene Naratsky, Ms. Renee Sanchez-Casakis, Ms. Robin Scott, and Mr. Sullivan. And joining us from Mendon High School in the Pittsford School District, Ms. Kelly Zelke, Mrs. Laura Hefner, both assistant principals, Ms. Melanie Ward, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction, Mr. Sean Clark, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. Steve Smith, who will be delivering the faculty address, Dr. Jeffrey Kimmerer, Chief Information Officer, Dr. Patricia Von Brogan, Director of Student Services, and Mrs. Elizabeth Woods, Director of Special Education. How about a warm welcome? At this time, I would like our seniors to join me in recognizing your family members and friends who have joined us here today or are watching from home who have tuned in to celebrate with you. As this day is as much about you, it's also about all of the individuals who have helped you along the way. So now, seniors, please stand and give your family members a round of applause. It is now my pleasure to call upon Mr. Superintendent Pirro to share his greetings.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start with a quick thank you during a year like no other to our building administrators, your principal and assistant principals, for making, to the extent possible, your last month as seniors as special as possible through our senior parade, senior ball, Back to the Future, and today's graduation. If we give our administration a round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. And I'd like to start by saying how proud I am of each and every one of our seniors that are here today. You have worked very hard throughout your career as a student, and this hard work is what's brought you here. Today, you graduate from one of the best high schools in the nation. Without question, you are prepared and ready to move to the next exciting phase in your life. As each of you know, not every day at school was easy, especially this year. And at times, you had to receive support from others. I'd like to take a moment to thank those that have supported you over your years. To the parents, family members, and close friends that are here with us today, I thank you for your wisdom, your patience, and the love that you've shared with your graduate. I thank you for the sacrifices that you have made over time. To the teachers and staff, I thank you for your focus on the whole student. You have served as a coach, cheerleader, counselor, and role model. You should take great satisfaction knowing that you've prepared these graduates to be successful with everything they choose to do beyond today. I'd also like to thank the Board of Education and our community for deeply supporting and valuing the importance of education. You have set your expectations for the district high as it relates to providing the highest of quality experiences for our students. And finally, to the graduates, I want to thank you for making all of us so proud on a regular basis. You are a remarkable graduating class. You have learned from these past 15 months that life certainly is not always rainbows and sunshine. Seniors, what you have experienced is that sometimes in life, often when we least expect it, we are thrown a challenge. That challenge will test our courage, our character, and our ability to adapt. In this case, the challenge was imminent, and there were many unknowns about its duration. It's also important to acknowledge that you have spent portions of your junior year and all of your senior year under the cloud of the coronavirus. This has led to many milestones and experiences missed, and I'm both saddened that you've had to endure this, but I'm also very grateful for your display of courage, character, and ability to adapt throughout. In your not so distant future, when you look back at this time, you will realize that our most difficult circumstances are actually the ones that play the most crucial role in shaping who we become. Author Haruki Murakami stated that when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same as the person who walked in. That's what the storm is all about. Well, we are finally coming out of the storm. While some of you have thrived through this crisis, all of you have survived, and you become stronger, and you become better human beings. You have left this storm a better person as you've seen the power behind small acts of kindness, the importance of empathy and compassion, and how perseverance always makes one prevail. Also, I'm hoping you've learned the significance about taking care of yourself, especially emotionally. As I think about your graduation and its timing with New York State reopening, I think about how few times in life that new beginnings present themselves. As of today, each of you has a clean slate and the opportunity to shape your world as you see fit. A world without the obstacles from the last year and a half, and a world where you have the added wisdom gained through facing adversity square in the eyes. My message is simple. Take advantage of this new beginning. Make the most of the clean slate before you by being your best self and applying the lessons you have learned, particularly the lessons you've learned this past year. I am excited for your futures, and you should be as well. There is nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't become. And remember that if you struggle or face an obstacle, reach out to the same people that helped you along the way, which certainly includes everyone that's here with you today. Also know that you have a home in the Pittsford schools. Come back and visit, as you'll remain part of our Pittsford family forever. I wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors. I offer you the most sincere and well-deserved congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pirro. On behalf of the class of 2021, I am pleased to ask Sarita Das, president of the senior class, to share some of her reflections for the class's time at Mendon.
Good afternoon, my fellow graduates, faculty, family, and friends. I am honored to be speaking in front of you all today in this unconventional but special ceremony. Everyone here, especially students, knows how different this year has been. Whether we were dozing through lagging online Zoom classes, turning in every single assignment on Teams, or even just trying to remember to hit that sign-in button on the days we weren't in school, which parents is a lot harder to do than it sounds. It was easy to feel lost this year, and I admit that at times I'd be sitting in class feeling as if the world was slowly moving along, dragging us all with it as problem after problem presented itself. For a while, it was every day that we'd see a new record in COVID cases, and I'd wonder if anything would ever go back to normal. Behind the scenes, we had the medical field exhausting themselves for hours on end, doing all they could to save others from the terrors that COVID has brought us. And there wasn't just COVID disrupting the lives of billions. We saw mass hardship, injustice, hatred, and division all across our world. A never-ending cycle of fighting between others because of factors like religion, race, culture, sexuality, and other beliefs. There is a nature of humanity that forces people to fight. Greater than it, and we must rise above it, using our energy to do good for the world. I've had an amazing 4 years with all of you, and I do admit that I will miss the familiarity of these doors, but I want to thank you all for joining me on this ride. Teachers, thank you for what you have taught me over these years. And last thing, I want to especially thank my mom, dad, siblings, and closest friends for being at my side always. Thank you, Sarita, for those much heartfelt sentiments. As is our tradition, the senior class has selected one of their teachers to bid them a final farewell. It is, and you can hear the rumblings from the group, they're very excited about this. It is now my pleasure to call upon Mr. Steve Smith to deliver the faculty address.
Thank you. You are really too kind.
When dead self-consciousness becomes something negative, I think that knowing thyself should be your first prerogative. You don't like what you see, put the work in and improve. There's honor in the struggle. It's your move. Don't often get gifts without some tag-along baggage. Nothing truly meaningful comes with the adage. Find people and work the best accentuate your positives. Be there, be present, be open. That's the secret. And love unreservedly. And hope, however undeservedly. And care, that's a decent thing. And And when you dream, dream big. So love, so hate has no place in you. Hate is easy and cheap, you know it's falsely powerful. You should try to love more, there's strength in being vulnerable. Don't you dare care to be careless and make kindness for weakness. Empathy and compassion always work out best. And love unreservedly, and hope, however undeservedly, and care, that's a decent thing. And when you dream, dream big. And love, so hate has no place in you. Understanding banishes fear, so dialogue with an other. Being grateful brings more happiness on this cusp of summer. It's been a long and crazy year, and I know that we've recovered. But be your best, do your best, make a difference in the lives of others. And love unreservedly, and however undeservedly, and care, cause that's the deepest thing. And when you dream, dream big. And love, so hate has no place in you. And love, so hate has no place in you. Have a great life, Mendon.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. That was fantastic. And how do you top that, right? So as you've heard today in other speeches, these past 2 years have been different and at times difficult, but they do not define the class of 2021. And I have the privilege of just sharing a little bit about this group of committed, strong, determined, inclusive, kind, humorous, and brave individuals who have grown up faster than you really should have because of the surrounding circumstances. We challenge you to be your best, do your best, and make a difference in the lives of others every day. And you have not only lived up to that expectation, but you've exceeded it exponentially. Now it is my opportunity to highlight just a few special memories of this class. This class, in spite of the pandemic, completed over 24,000 hours of community service. That's right. Some of this included sending notes to senior citizens and veterans and healthcare workers on the front lines of the pandemic. It also included helping to tutor others virtually and in person, while organizing several drives, including food, clothing, and toy and hygiene drives to make a difference in the lives of others. This group of seniors did their best when they advocated for and contributed to producing, directing, and acting in a production of a stage play, Laramie, completely virtually as their final theater opportunity here at Mendon. While doing their best, seniors in our engineering, design, and development classes successfully launched a hydrogen balloon with a student-built tracker that created, that was GPS, that for the first time in school history circumnavigated the globe and is on its second rotation around, all of this in the middle of a pandemic. Our musical groups performed both virtually and in person this year, and you heard several of the numbers today. But then at the end of the year, they were able to perform best out in the, actually near the garbage cans of the loading dock, but where they performed live for family and friends. The senior art students completed their best work when they submitted incredible portfolios, and one student actually doing 2 AP art portfolios this year, which showcased a variety of materials, and then finally were able to have their senior fine arts festival at the end of June. In addition to sticking with the theme of being our best, our sports team have won countless sectional titles this year, and many could have gone on and competed at the state level if it not for the pandemic. All of you have contributed to creating a better place over your time with us. This group of scholars worked through some very difficult situations, and you have left your mark at Mendon. You have pushed us to lead with our hearts and to be our best every day. Throughout these 4 years, you have worked with us to continue to be more inclusive, and your legacy of inclusion will have a lasting impact on Mendon to come. We have a new mural here that members of the class of the 2021 have worked hard to make a reality this year. The mural depicts change makers who have made a difference within their communities. From now on, our students will walk past the images of John Lewis, Frederick Douglass, Harvey Milk, Susan B. Anthony, among others, as reminders that everyone can make a change and have an impact. The seniors who created the mural chose the following saying: "People who are brave enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." As you step out into the world, Vikings, my advice is to be brave, be strong, be your best, and make a difference. There is nothing you can't do, and I worry about anyone who tries to get in your way. Best of luck to the class of 2021 on all of your future endeavors. And now the moment we have been waiting for, it is time to present our graduates. It is our tradition to recognize our students in alphabetical order. As has been previously communicated to families, we are live streaming this event, and professional photographers will be taking various pictures as students cross the stage. It is therefore important that everyone remain at their seats during this time so as not to interfere with both the photography and the videography of our ceremony. I would also ask that you hold your applause until all of the graduates have been recognized. Our board president, Ms. Amy Thomas, and Superintendent Michael Pirro, and Vice President Mr. Aresti will now assist me in recognizing each of our students.
I should leave my sunglasses on. I think you should. It's really bright. Yeah. Right in the sun. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to tell them the high knees over there. Bella Rose Albano. Brenda S. Allison. John W. Ambrosi. Nicholas Vincent Amico. Jeremiah D. Anandaraja. Mateo Jose Anaya. Peter M. Anderson. Adish Vilas Ankolaker. Marley Paige Antonora. Anson Michael Ardietta.
Owen Simon August. Trevor August. Samuel Andrew Azzarello. Arjun Singh Baines. Amelia Sophia Beckman.
That's fine. Give me your card. Just give me your card. That's fine.
Peyton Beal. Caroline Grace Beer. Samuel A. Bellows. Mary Lawton Benjamin. Mason E. Bennett. Nicholas C. Benson. Elliot George Bernacki. Isabella Noel Best. Marco Betty. Milan M. Blakeman. Carter Black. Jessica Bodewez. Haley Edith Louise Bogard. Sophia Boshkova. Kira Isabella Bolaños. Andrew J. Bonani II. Abigail C. Bonino. Lydia Rose Borowick. William Bozek. Gwen Gabriella Bradley. Hannah Brayer. Kieran Brent. Sydney Lane Brister. Claudia Ann Burke. Ariana Jasmine Camillo. Jonas James Campagna. John William Canham. Noah James Caputo.
Do you want the rose?
Emma Rose Casey. Benjamin William Cerrone.
Thank you.
Molly Ann Champion. Dominic Chavas. Rayan Adil Chima. Jessica W. Cheng. Anne Olivia Sincata. Remy Lizette Camiso. Jacob Alexander Connell. William Sloan Connors. Sarah Cooper. Caleb E. Cotton. Victoria Elizabeth Ann Cowens. Patrick Robert Cowie. Catherine Cox. Victor J. Cipher. Sarita Kieran Das. Luke C. Davis. Miguel Angel DeCory. Endon Demiri. Maria Natalia Denisenko. Ashlyn M. DiGiovanni. Sonali Samir Dixit. Madeline Nicole Eckhart. Do you want the middle name? Janelle Eileen Eckel. Cooper Javen Eisenstadt. Jacob Cole Ellingham. Sabrina Sarah Engen. Cassandra Fernandez. Lena Louise Fine. Harrison Dale Fitch. Isabel May Fitch. You're fine, you're fine. Just go ahead. Lawson Frederick Fitch. Grace Tamara Fox. Tessa C. Golovsky. Sydney Caroline Galusha. Emily Isabel Gangloff. It's fine. Animesh Garg. Jacob E. Gelder. Noel Robert Guerra. Samuel Peter Gines. Abigail Rose Goldberg. Gabrielle Golem. Melina E. Golombieski. Stephen E. Goodfriend. Zane Thomas Graham. Benjamin Graham Luke. Lexi J. Green. Ethan Scott Gidry. Nathan Gupton. Claire Adeline Hall. Noah Brendan Halleck. Olivia June Harkin. Anna Grace Hauer. Isabella Catherine He. Ellen Sage Henry. Melky Lemuel Hernandez. Alexandra Lauren Hess. Michael A. Hibbard. Grace Elizabeth Higgins. David E. Hallahan. Simon Martin Holfeth. Luke Heuser. Truny Shu. Catherine Huang. Shannon Sierra Hughes. Timothy Walter Hutkowski. Zachary David Hutkowski. Zara Imam. Sophia G. Izzo. Alyssa Ann James. Aubrey M. Johnson. Hannah J. Johnson. Colin Mark Johnston. Hemi E. Jones. Nicholas Barron Cable. John Arthur Kempfey. Risa L. Kalish. Carrie Kendall. Thank you. Thomas Anthony Keefe. Sean Francis Kelly. Aiden Peter Kelly. Grace Kelly. Ashley M. Kipferl. Madison Ray Cobell. Theo Kraus. Ian McCarthy Cuppinger. Aaron Cush. I know, I'm looking for you. Margarita Kuzin. Seamus Lang. Nicholas Leduc Atile. Hajun Lee. Hannah Elizabeth Lee. Louis Lompere. Hannah Elizabeth Lerner Morelli. Ariana Lucker Harris.
Charles Bernard McDonald. Emily J. Marazzo. Dia Mandel. Olivia Lee Marciniak. Janai Marshall. Rayan Massoum. Matthew J. Morrow. Hope Meyer McGuckin. Britt Mackenzie Baker. Lauren Elaine Meath. Connor James Mamat. Andrew Jonah Miranda. Elizabeth Ann Merkel. Johanna J. Merkel. Aiden D. Miller. Brady M. Miller. Caroline L. Miller. Emily Gabrielle Miller. Ryan S. Miller. Alexandria Miskey. Isabella Monaco. Blake A. Monroe. Colin P. Mooney. Ian C. Moore. Riley Christine Morell. Thomas Morell. Grace Heather Morton. Amanda L. Most. Aiden Mensch. Cameron Lynn Munier. Ahmed Zayad Nakvi. Diane Morgan Wynn. Crystal Yashing Ni. Kira Aiko Nimi. Olivia Rose Norton. Sydney Lynn North. Peter Noyce. Jenna F. Odell. Grace K. O'Hara. Jenny Eugene O. Emily Rose Oldfield. Owen Robert Oldfield. Sadie Lucille Oldfield. McKenna Elizabeth Owen. Delana Palmatier. Margaret Lynn Pardee. Sushin Kumar Palakalapati. Vishnu R. Pendry. Brandon D. Penrose. Thomas J. Petrachik. Tyler S. Pittanero. Lily Catherine Plotkin. Ryan Tyle Poe. Alexander Paul Pogarian. Calvin J. Portuando. Isabella Rose Pound. Tyler Procius. Andrew Stephen Pilko. Jonah J. Ramachandran. Anirudh Ramesh. Christian Gerald Ray. Camille Reynolds. Eileen Rebecca Richardson. Soleil Mackenzie Ricketts. Kaylanize K. Rivera Ortiz. Elijah Jordan Rockoff. Jacinta Rose. Eric Rotes. Melissa Abigail Rosen. Juan Rue. Ryan David Sampson. Nuri Starbadek. Evan M. Schuerman. Morgan Reese Schreib. Christian Richard Schulitz. Abigail Grace Schwartzman. Allison Marie Scolina de Colina. Jonathan Rahul Sengupta. Jacob C. Shatters. Divya Shah. Hewad Shahid. Mina Shahid. Andrew J. Shea. George Connor Simpson. Aryan Singh. Ashley Bonnie Smith. Ella S. Smith. Emma Hunter Smith. Ryan Peter Smith. Cecilia Sperandio. Lena E. Spindelman. Ellery Higgins Stamp. Eleanor B. Stanton. Aaron B. Stanton. Jack Michael Steingas. Victoria Stewart. Mark L. Strassner. Ryan P. Strassner. Ashley Suero. Noah Joseph Samansky. Dominic Amir Tabatian. Kirsch Takar. Clara Charlotte Tila. Lucas Ralph Tila. Casey Jean Thompson. Ashley M. Trott. Gunnar David Van Dam. Ellie Talou Van Houten. Kian James Wagner. Graciana Marie Wall. Sydney Riley Walters. Megan Elizabeth Weiner. Alex Weiss. Adam S. Wellesley. Ian Matthew West. Reagan Boyd Whitaker. Garrett Alden Wilson. Aiden N. Winchester. Andrew Wu. Kathy Chachan Yan. Daniel E. Yang. Henry C. Yang Yi. Amy Yassine Zhou. Connor Brody Zuniga.
Can I get a round of applause for all of our graduates? At this time, would the class officers Sarita Das, Lexi Green, Ellen Henry, and Kieran Brent please join me at the podium? Just line right up in front. Would the class of 2021 please stand? In a symbolic gesture, as your time at Mendon has come to a close, the class of 2021 shall move your tassels from the right to the left. close. Very close. Thank you. At this time, you can be seated. What? I know. Congratulations to the class of 2021 and best wishes to all of you in your future endeavors. We ask that everyone other than the students remain at your seats for the entire recessional and that you please refrain from engaging in conversations or posing for pictures as our students are exiting. Upon completion of the recessional, we ask families to please meet your graduates at the baseball stadium. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, I ask you to please rise as I now present to you the members of the Pittsford Mendon High School class of 2021.